Okay, I think I'm recording.
I am also recording.
Okay, I mean, we have acoustic panels. I don't know what people are going to hear when we do this.
Yeah.
Whew, boy. Okay, so we're doing something different tonight.
Okay. Yes.
First of all, episode 200.
Episode 200.
We did it, and we're having celebratory bad food.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Paul, what did we get here?
Drew bought some Culvers.
Yep, we talked about this.
Yeah, we did. There's some corn dogs right here.
All right,
Some
I'm gonna have my first honest to goodness corn dog ever.
Okay. You want some mustard?
Absolutely not.
On that? You like mustard?
Nope.
There is a non-zero chance that this mustard ends up on my shirt.
Okay, well, better on your shirt than on the floor or on your computer. All right, so this is the canonical corn dog.
It
right?
is. It is.
Not like that stuff we had at Roosters.
Though I'm guessing this was probably frozen and then like flash fried.
Well, while you're eating yours, I mean, I think, if memory serves, that was my second time ever in a Culver's.
Okay.
We stopped at one. There was one time when I was in Chicago with friends of the show, Matt Keller and Gene Pavel, and we were on our way home, and we were all terribly, terribly hungover, and we had like a 6-hour drive ahead of us, and we got like 2 hours in where we all had to like go to the bathroom, and we were hungry, and I'm pretty sure we ate at a Culver's, or like a Culver's adjacent type restaurant.
Okay.
I don't remember what I had, but that place was freaking packed tonight, man. So, I mean, people must like it. All right, going in for the corn dog bite.
Do it.
All right, here we go.
I mean, it's what it advertises. Like,
I don't know how I feel about this. It doesn't taste like a hot dog. I mean, is this like par for the course?
this is a corn dog, Drew.
This is what it is?
This is what it is.
Oh man. Oh, and there's a stick in there.
Well, yeah.
I wasn't ready for that.
What are you holding on to here, Drew?
Well, I thought it was going to be like towards the bottom, like a popsicle. No, wait, not like a popsicle. Popsicles do that too. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. There is an abundance of breading. Like,
Yeah, it's a very corny corn dog.
I mean, it's not. I've had worse.
That was pretty good.
Okay, and then we got other terrible food for us here.
Did you get some cheese curds
Yes,
too?
yeah, cheese curds. You got those too.
Cheese curds are good.
Yeah, very, 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 very good. I mean, these are. It's like impossible to fuck this up. But, I mean, these things are ridiculous.
Fried cheese.
I mean, it's really not hard.
There we go.
All right, so doing things different for our big 200 extravaganza here. We flirted with the idea of streaming it, but I don't know how we can tell everybody.
Yeah.
And you may just hear us eating throughout this entire show.
Oh, yep, 100%.
We are recording this live together. This is the first time in 200 episodes that we have recorded this ever together, which is nuts.
Yeah. I know we've never done this before, but
I mean, get together, eat bad food, and record a podcast seems like
no-brainer.
something we're both really good at. We are very good at. So I don't think we. Oh wow, computer's making noise.
Sorry, I'm gonna mute that. There
No,
we go.
no, it's fine. If it's in the show, it's in the show. So 200. Like, how the fuck did we do that? I blinked. It was 200.
200, yeah. Like, I went back and I was looking. Like, episode 1 was like summer of 2019. Hold on.
Yep.
Well, I would go on the internet, but I'm not on here.
Oh, do you want to be on my Wi-Fi?
It's
but then
fine.
you'll be with everybody my Wi-Fi's been with.
Hold on.
Do I still have episode 1 on here in my podcast folder? I go back all the way to 2022 with episode 23.
Yeah, hold on. When was it? God damn it. Cancel. Apparently I forgot how to use my phone.
Well, hold on. Do the math.
Well, I have the dates. If I could do it.
I think we started doing this shortly after I left IGS.
Yeah.
But that would have been, by my math, almost 5 years ago. So I feel like 2019 might be right.
Hold on.
Maybe it was like the tail end of.
Hold on. Yeah. We recorded on May 30th, 2019.
Okay.
And published on June 2nd, 2019.
Okay. So 2019. 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023. Yeah, about 5 years.
Yeah.
That's that math adds up. Because I was at Microsoft for like exactly 4 years. This is where I worked after IGS, and now I've been where I'm at now.
Yeah, like 4 years. 4 years.
We've done this before too, but like, are there any like particular moments that really stand out as like funny or like insightful that we've ever done? Oh my God, look at the size of this cheese curd.
I should have gone back and looked. Like, I remember, like, I used to put music at the beginning, and then there was that period of time where we had people to record intros for us.
We've evolved.
And then we just stopped doing that. We just
Cold open.
We just go.
It works.
And, like, we don't, like, talk before. Like, Drew calls me, and then we're recording.
We're live.
We're going. I mean, recently having John Kruger on was...
John Kruger was a big highlight.
Just absolutely phenomenal. You know, I personally love Drew's Computer Corner,
which we haven't had in a while. Knock on this giant case over here. We have not had Drew's Computer Corner in a while.
That is a big case, by the way.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's maximum airflow. You know how I am about temperature. I mean, air goes in the front, goes out the back, works as intended.
I'm gonna get another corn dog here.
Okay, that's fine. Yep. I mean, there's a lot of things I look back on. Oh, Culver's is thanking me for our order. There's a lot of things I look back on with the show. I like our annual Christmas tradition at this point.
Yeah, I mean, that's always very fun.
Yeah, I already know what I'm getting you this year.
God damn it.
Yeah, COVID really fucked us on one of them. So
yeah,
I mean, I think I technically still have those concert tickets somewhere. Yeah, I mean, the big Christmas tradition shows are a staple of what I like. The John Kruger show's up there. Getting Eric Darling to fill in a few times just because I adore him.
Yep,
he's really good. What was another good one? There was one where we were like completely at each other's throats over something. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I don't know. By the way, how's your book?
I haven't got much further in it.
Okay.
Chapter 5 is a hard chapter.
It's a very good book.
You keep saying that, and I keep looking at it, but then I keep just playing video games instead of reading.
Well, yeah, I understand. I mean, I totally get that. Okay, so aside from things that like really stand out over 200, like what's the best / worst like compliment or comment you've gotten on the podcast? You don't have to say from who it was.
Best compliment. I mean, I just like it when like, people at my work do listen to my podcast, and it is just always just kind of fun when they start a conversation about something that was on the podcast, and like, oh, you listen. Not only do you listen, but you pay attention.
Right, you digest. Those are. I mean, that's always good, right?
Yeah. And I was recently talking to my wife. About like, hey, I'm going to go to Drew's, recording 200 episodes. And she's like, you haven't listened to any of them, have you, Jennifer? She's like, well, I kind of tried listening to one, but like you were on it, and I just like.
The worst thing about the podcast is that you're on it.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
But let's be clear: the you in this situation is you,
me.
Paul,
Yeah,
not
yes,
Drew.
yes, me.
Okay.
Me, yeah.
If it was anybody else, Jennifer would listen. That might
I know Mandy listens.
Mandy is a very big listener.
My wife does not listen. She, I think, barely tolerates.
Okay.
The podcast. So,
okay.
Yeah. What about you?
It's interesting. I don't have any intelligence around like how many listeners we have, and it's been a while since we've done a check, so I'm going to put you on the spot. But
I'm not on you. I need to be on your Wi-Fi.
Okay, fuck. Give me your computer.
I plugged in.
What do you? Just open up the Wi-Fi. We do this for a living. While you're saying that,
okay.
It's interesting where I get comments from. Every once in a while, I will get like a radical, just like comment from somebody at the gym about something we talked about, right? Now, I think most people. Wow, where's your Wi-Fi, bud?
I had it open. System settings.
Where? Oh, okay. Okay. Make it on Axe Castle, bud. It's interesting because I think that worked. Yeah, you're connected. Okay, there you go.
I'm on his fancy Ubiquity Wi-Fi system.
Yeah, well, it's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird where I'll get comments from, and like, a lot of the people in my life that listen, I don't think care about the things that we care about, yet they continue to listen. So I feel like we could talk about almost anything, and these people would continue to listen. But every once in a while, I'll get a comment like, "Oh, I didn't know there was going to be a new WatchOS," or "I listened to your podcast, and have you thought about doing such and such or whatever?" So I'll just get those completely out of left field. The worst feedback I've ever gotten was similar to yours, where it's like, "Wow, your voice is really rough on the podcast," and I'm like, "Well." What did you expect? Like, this is how I sound.
This is how I sound.
If you can't get past that, we are not for you.
Yes.
If you can't get past the sound of my voice, like I don't know what to tell you. So did you get it?
Okay, so all right. So at some point,
okay,
Libsyn, which is where we host our podcast, they now have two sets of stats.
Okay.
They have their old style, which is unique. And then they also started using this IAB algorithm to
the algorithm,
and that is for like if you want, it's a standard approved by advertisers. Okay, so if you go by the old unique, what they consider a unique download, our podcast has been downloaded almost 21,000 times.
Okay, but what is that? But what does that break down like on a per week basis?
So it's tough because a lot of people lag behind. Seems like. So
I've also heard that a lot too. I'm not caught up yet, or I download them all, listen to them in a batch, right?
Hold on, stats. How do I get into?
Like if we go like a month back.
Okay. How do I go a month back?
Those chicken fingers are delightful.
Okay, so if we look at something like episode 193, Kebab.
Okay.
That has 71.
Okay, so 71 unique downloads. Doesn't necessarily mean they listen. It's just that their podcatcher downloaded it.
And then usually that's usually it's around 60. It's 60-ish. It is weird to me that the totals, I mean, they're not varying a lot, but like the fact that they vary at all, like people must just skip episodes and like get caught up.
Yeah, we got to work on our titles. Got to work on our SEO.
Yeah, like we haven't spent a dime on advertising.
We really haven't. Like
anything. No.
We've spent more money on Mastodon servers and domain names than we have on anything related to advertising this.
Absolutely, yeah.
Man, I mean, sooner or later it has to happen for us.
Or not. Yeah.
I mean, oh man, should we sell out? Should we sell out and actually buy ads? Just as a thought experiment, just to see what would happen.
You know what? So I've always looked at I was looking at we both use Overcast as our podcast play. I think we still do. And if you're not on the fancy boy version, it displays ads. And depending on what you want to do, the technology slot is $850. Society and culture is $1,000.
Well, there's nothing cultured about this.
Yeah, like comedy is $470. Like I don't know, I'm not sure where you would necessarily put us.
What's the weirdest? Okay? Let's work backwards. What is the absolute category you wouldn't put us?
History.
Let's start there.
Well, the thing is, you have to provide artwork, and I think he actually looks at them before he approves them. So, like, we're not a history podcast.
But we have artwork.
Okay, yeah. All right, I'll look into it.
I'm not saying we have to do it.
I'll look into it.
But it'd be interesting to see, like, if we saw like a big uptick just for 1 week to like increase our reach.
Yeah. So, like, what he estimates the performance is like looking at like the technology one, which I don't know. Maybe if you squinted, we were in there. He expects 800 to 1,000 taps and 35 to 50 subscriptions.
35 to 50 subscriptions,
which is $21 per subscription. $21.25.
That is a high cost of acquisition. I'm not a huge fan of that. What about like where else could we advertise?
Yeah, I don't know. Google,
probably Facebook.
Instagram? Can we run some hot Instagram ads?
I mean, would you generate some AI art and just say, click here for this podcast? Oh my God. All right. Challenge. Okay. So if you're listening and you're familiar at all with AI art generation, I want sample prompts that we want to feed to like a Stable Diffusion for artwork for our show. Okay. That's a prerequisite. If we can get like 3 to 5 really good prompts, and I'll run it through like a few iterations so I get something that looks like kind of good. It could include us if you want, or it could just be like some random thing that we generate, and then we will use that as our show art for whatever we advertise. So if you're listening to this shit show and you want more people to join us on this podcast, like think about that.
Okay.
All right. Let's actually do like actual podcast type stuff. So you're up first here.
Diablo 4 is good.
Is it good?
Well, okay. I have loved every Diablo since 1, except Immortal. I tried that. It was bad.
I never played Immortal. I checked out hard on 3. I checked out super hard on 3.
I played a lot of 3. 4 is good. I like it. It's at the end of the day, it's a Diablo game.
Sure.
It's clicking on things until they die so you can get better pants.
Yep.
But man, as far as games where you click on things until they die and you get better pants, it is a great version of that.
Okay. I've been purposely avoiding buying it.
I understand that.
Because again, when 3 came out, it was such a shit show. And I know it got better, but I'm tired of this trend of video games like getting better so far after release. Hold on, I need to type a title in here. I'm sure they'll get better pants.
I think there's been only one time. It is one of those things where it's massively multiplayer. You have to be online to play it.
Right.
I've only had one time where I wanted to sit down and play, and I remember I was walking through a dungeon. I'm like, where are all the monsters? And then poof, I was gone. And then the internet was like, is Diablo down? And Diablo was down. Outside of that, I've been able to get in like short queue times, like less than a minute. I'm on my second character now. It's good. I like it.
Okay, so what platform are you playing this on?
PlayStation 5.
Okay, so you're not playing it on the Steam Deck.
No, because I wanted the bigger screen.
Okay.
I wanted the 4K. If I was going to play with a controller anyway for this game, I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to play it on the PlayStation 5. Now, I guess if I do buy it again, there is like cross progression.
Okay.
So I can play the same account on my Steam Deck, but like
I heard it's good on the Steam Deck. Like it plays really well on the Steam Deck.
Yeah, like maybe one of those things where like if it ever goes on sale, like in 4 years, I can pick it up. But
what characters are you playing?
I beat the campaign with a rogue.
Okay.
And I am now going through again. Well, I'm not playing the campaign. I'm just leveling up a sorcerer. I wish I would have started with the sorcerer first. That's always been like my favorite like class.
Sure.
But I wanted to do something different. And well, the rogue was fine. Like I'm like the whole time I'm like, I'm just gonna put this on the easy mode and finish that campaign so I can do another character.
Sure.
And that's what I did. Yeah.
So what I loved about Diablo 1 and Diablo 2 was the randomness of like the dungeons and the overworld stuff. 3 did away with a lot of that. Mm-hmm. So does 4 kind of have that random generation anywhere?
So not so much in the maps.
Hard out.
The overworld is the same. The dungeons are the same. But what spawns in the overworld is much, much bigger. And there is a constant kind of smattering of events. And once you beat the game, there's other things you can do that show up on the map.
Right.
So there's constantly new stuff to do. Of course, they haven't announced like anything about like their seasonal content yet, which I think they're going to announce that tomorrow.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what is going to change, but
so once you beat the game then, right, you beat the game with your rogue and then you rolled another character.
Yep.
You're not doing the campaign. Like, what are you doing?
I'm doing dungeons. So there's a lot. So the main campaign will take you through, a bunch of set pieces and fights like that. But throughout the world, there's like 115 dungeons.
Okay.
Or maybe around 100 dungeons. And the first time you beat the dungeon, you unlock what they call an aspect for all the characters in that you create. So an aspect can either be like general or it can be specific to a particular class. And what it is, it's something that would appear on a legendary piece of gear, like the special magical thing about it.
Okay.
It's always at the lowest tier, but the thing is you can enchant any item with it and keep using it.
Okay.
So they're really good for like if you're trying to do a particular build, you don't have to wait for a particular drop of gear. You can find the dungeon that has the aspect that you want, go do it, and then you have it and you can put it on any gear that you want.
Yeah, and like again, I noped out so hard on Diablo 3 that I didn't come back to the game until like I started working at Microsoft, and there was a guy that lives here in Columbus that was like super hardcore into Diablo 3. That was his jam. And he introduced me to the concept of the seasonal stuff where you have like a seasonal quest and then like you have like a seasonal level that you
have to make a new character every season.
Yeah.
To go through.
Yeah.
So they haven't announced how any of the seasonal stuff's going to work yet. Again, I think that's tomorrow. So I've just been playing
man, I'll be honest. Like I see everybody playing it and they're having a good time and good for them. And I'm not going to yuck anybody's yum. It's just that I just don't think it's for me this time, man.
It's fine.
Fine. I'm glad you like it though.
It's good. I like it.
So the seasonal stuff's going to come out. Playing it on the PlayStation 5. What other questions do I have? Is there anything you don't like about the game? I mean, the fact that there's not that randomness to me.
But I have yet to get to the point where like I'm seeing things over again or I'm bored. There's lots of good like monster variation. There's always there's small world events you can jump in on. There's world bosses that appear like every couple hours. There's hell tides. There's there's a lot of stuff. Hell tides are basically like this. It gets red in an area, and then you can go and you get a special, like you can get crafting materials you can only get during that time.
Okay.
There's a lot. There's lots of materials and numbers, and you can care as much or as little about the numbers as you want.
Sure.
I care very, very much about all the numbers.
So this is your Destiny then?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I mean, because I'm all in on Destiny still.
I don't want to beat a broken record or, say the same thing everyone's complaining about on things like Reddit.
Really? What's Reddit?
I know the Diablo 4. So I haven't really been very much. I've been trying to like stay away and like I've joined like the Diablo 4 Discord. I agree with a lot of people that say the crowd control effect. So like being rooted or being frozen. It's when you fight a bunch of spiders. And like you keep getting stuck.
Hate that.
And you only have like one ability that makes you unstoppable. So you do your teleport, and then you teleport right into another freaking little spider, and you're stuck again. It's not fun.
Yeah. Talking about when you get stuck.
When I get stuck.
Not when.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's great when you freeze a whole bunch of them, and you're like, take that, motherfuckers. But
equal time for equal play.
Yeah, but I don't like being stuck. I don't like being frozen. I don't like being rooted. It's not fun.
None of that sounds great.
It's not fun.
None of that sounds great.
Not fun.
Okay, so speaking of video game stuff, and we'll get out of video game stuff here shortly. So I am now the proud owner of a Steam Deck. What's really, really funny about this is we've been talking about Steam Decks forever, and I keep saying I want one. But there's been other things I've had to spend money on. My wife surprised me, and I ruined the surprise to be completely fair here. I was like the day after we recorded last Thursday. We recorded on Thursday, and then it was Friday because that's how the days of the week work
most of the time.
Most of the time, and I saw that I had motion on my doorbell, and another package arrived, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't remember ordering anything. And my wife is, and she hates when I say this. She's the absolute Amazon queen. Like there's hardly a day goes by we don't get an Amazon package.
Same.
I'm sorry, Mandy. I'm sorry. It's just the truth. It's how it is. She's literally like 10 feet from us upstairs right now.
Hi, Mandy.
Yeah. So anyway, I go out to the porch to get it, and I never look at if I'm not expecting anything, I don't look at the labels. I don't look at anything. Right. I just take them in. I put them on the counter, and that's that. However,
you know what I like to do?
What do you like to do?
Because sometimes we get like a lot of boxes.
Okay.
So I like to take them all when they're not mine.
Sure,
I like
sure.
to take them on the kitchen table and see how high I can stack them.
What's your record?
I mean, I've gotten pretty.
You've gotten pretty. Have you got to the ceiling?
No, no. But I've gotten like right to my tippy toes and put it all, stretch and put it all the way up.
And if I recall, Jennifer is not short, but she's not as tall as you.
No.
Okay. So that must be interesting.
She's like, why don't you just put them on the floor? I'm like, this is more fun.
But this won't. It's not. Okay. It's not fun for me.
Sorry. Sorry to interrupt. Okay.
That's okay. So I go out to the porch to get the package, and I noticed that there is like the lithium-ion battery sticker on it. And I'm like, wait a second, what the hell did she order? I mean, it wasn't a particularly huge box. I'm like, what the hell did I order? So I flipped the label, and it's from Valve Corporation. And I'm like, oh fuck. So then I was torn, right? Because Father's Day is coming up, and yes, we don't have children, but we have a dog that we love very, very much. So it's like Daddy Father's Day for doggos. Just they're all good boys. And I was like, oh no, she bought me a Steam Deck for Father's Day, and I'm like,
which I knew about.
Yeah, because you assisted because my wife now has a Steam account, which is hilarious to me.
Yeah, I got you Steam Deck or she got you Steam Deck and a project.
Yes. Okay. Well, I'm getting to that. Okay. That's the reason this topic is on here this week.
Okay.
So anyway, I debated and hemmed and I hawed, and I'm like, I'm gonna let her know that I saw. And secretly, if I'm being 100% honest,
you wanted it early.
I wanted it early. I was hoping that she would say, yeah, you can open it early. Because she has made me wait for other surprises.
Okay.
And she knows how much I hate surprises. So anytime she has a surprise she can lord over me, she absolutely loves that shit. Like, she will absolutely kick my ass on it.
Yeah.
Like,
bring up the present that you're not going to get for a few days.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, she's like, I texted her and she's like, damn it, I wasn't home for it. Because like she thought she was going to be home when I got delivered and it's summertime and she could have been, but she wasn't. So she let me open it early. Now, she bought me, and we talked about this specific thing. She bought me the cheapest one. And again, the major difference between the models that you can buy is the amount of internal storage that it has. But as we talked about, this thing is fully upgradable and user serviceable. iFixit.com is their partner for parts and upgrade plans and all this other stuff. And you talked about your experience upgrading it. And I'm no stranger to working with computers and electronics.
If I can do it, anybody can do it.
Okay. Yeah. The instructions were very clear.
Okay.
So
do I know where this is going? I might know where this is going.
Okay. So I basically opened it up, installed a few games just to test it out. Like I didn't do anything crazy. It only had 64 gigs of storage. So not all the things in the world. But then again, like the games that I'm playing on there right now are not very large. Like I'm playing the shitload out of Dead Cells right now.
Okay.
Fucking love that game.
Good game.
Yeah, very good game. Anyway, it was like, man, this is really freaking cool. I can't wait to do emulation. I can't wait to try some bigger games like Elden Ring on here. Like I'm ready.
Yeah.
So I've, on a day after the gym, I drove to Micro Center, picked up the literally the model that we talked about, came home, set it there. I also ordered from iFixit some of those extra sleeves that we talked about for the thing. And my strategy was this. I ordered those sleeves that Friday. But if they didn't show up, I was going to try to reuse the sleeve that it had.
Makes sense. Okay.
Which, again, worked perfectly fine. So once I had my hard drive, I also bought a new memory card to store other stuff on there. Got it all home, popped the case open. And the instructions are very, very straightforward. Okay. So pop the hard drive in there. Now, once you take that hard drive out, that Steam Deck is dumb. Like you then have to go through the process of reinstalling the OS.
Boot up a thumb drive and all that stuff.
Okay. So this is where the story's going to take a little turn.
Okay.
Now, I did not have the problem that you had.
Okay, you had a different problem.
I had a different problem. And it is a problem that I didn't realize was a problem for about 2 hours.
Oh, no.
Okay, so here's what happened. Got the Steam Deck booted back up.
Okay.
A new hard drive was in it. Everything went back together fine, powered back on. And then it did that thing where like I had to boot to the USB, install the OS, right? You literally drop to like a Linux desktop and it does the bash thing where it goes through.
And then it reboots.
And then it reboots.
Yeah.
When it reboots, it drops you to a very, very similar startup screen from the first time that you start it.
Yes.
Like, give me your Wi-Fi info. And then it starts downloading updates. Yeah. So it gave me a progress bar. I got joined my Wi-Fi, no problems. Gave me a progress bar, got to the end, rebooted.
Okay.
And then I'm like, and then it's like, oh, downloading more updates. And I'm like, okay, maybe it has to do updates in a row.
Suck.
Done, reboot. Done, reboot. And I'm like, how much longer is this going to go on?
Oh no.
Now, at this point, I'm ready to start Googling. I'm like, oh no, did I get like the wrong hard drive? Is there something fucked up with my Steam Deck now? Like I had no idea what's going on. And motherfucking Reddit is dark. Right? Every Steam Deck community.
Because all of my troubleshooting I got from Reddit.
Yes. There are really good communities. Like a lot of times when you're Googling for something that isn't necessarily like code related, Reddit is always at the top of the search results for anything.
Reddit makes Google suck less.
Yeah, 100%. So every single subreddit is dark because of this stupid protest. I can't get answers. I have no idea what to do. And every other like Steam forum thread is from like 2 years ago.
Everyone moved to Reddit.
Yeah, right? So
I wonder if there's a Discord. You might find a Discord.
I never made it that far.
Okay.
What I eventually found is I did end up finding something that said it was like, oh, if that happens, force reboot, back out, and rejoin your Wi-Fi.
Which is what I had to do, but but mine got stuck. It wasn't in a reboot loop. It just stopped.
Yeah, so I backed out, rejoined my Wi-Fi,
and it worked.
And then it said installing update, and I had one extra number where it was telling me my download rate. And I'm like, okay, maybe now it's working. And then it did. But it was like such a shit show because I let it sit there thinking it was actually doing something. And it was just like, I don't know, boss, I don't know what to do. Then I finally got, and like this fucking Reddit thing fucked me so hard because I couldn't get any answers. And I was like freaking out.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was problem number one.
Okay. Got
past it. Now, once I got booted back up, I said, you know what? That's enough fun for one night. I'm going to tell it to download some games. I will do the emulation thing because emulation, the way you made it talk,
emulation,
Emu Deck was pretty straightforward, right? And the instructions couldn't be more clear. Drop to the desktop.
Yep.
Download the installer.
Yeah, run it,
yep. And then it does more bash stuff, and then you're good.
Yep.
Once I got past that phase, though, things got weird. Okay, so
in trouble?
No, you're not.
Okay.
This isn't your fault.
Okay.
This is my fault.
Okay.
It's not your fault. This is my fault.
Okay.
You're not in trouble.
Okay.
So Emo Dick gets installed, and then I made the classic mistake of like, okay, so then it was time to copy some ROMs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck. Okay, so what I thought I could do is I thought that I could like, once I had Emu Deck installed and I shut down Steam Deck, I could eject that card and bring it over to a computer and copy things into it. First of all, that is a bad assumption.
No, you can't do it. It formats that is
ext4 or better FS or better FS or whatever they call it, right? Now, have
you done the new USB thing?
The new USB thing.
Okay, so in the recent versions, it's kind of buried. What they can do is you basically say, put in a thumb drive and say, hey, it's wonky and the UI is awful, but it can get it to work. You put it in a thumb drive, and it basically creates a bunch of folders for all the ROMs on there.
Right.
And you copy the things onto your thumb drive, put it back in, and say, hey, I did that thing you told me to do.
Okay.
And it will copy them off the thumb drive.
That is exactly the process I had to do, and that was exceptionally painful because I had to copy all my ROMs from my NAS to a USB stick, which is like exponential latency, right? That is so bad. It was so bad. So it creates the folder structure. You drop your ROMs in there.
Yep.
And then you put it back in, and it does exactly as you say. It scans that folder. As long as you've sort of done the pre-work to put them in the right folders, it does everything it needs to do, with a couple exceptions.
Oh.
Okay. So some of the emulation I do requires BIOSes.
Yes. Okay.
Now, there is a BIOS folder, but you damn well better make sure the BIOSes are named correctly.
Yes.
And also have the correct extension.
Yes.
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 Which there is in their wiki, which I eventually found, basically the cheat sheet that says like, here are the files. They have to be named this. They have to be like this version or better. And then it puts them where it needs to go.
And it's got like a little BIOS checker utility to tell you if you did it right. Yeah.
Now, the only thing that I have not gotten to work on it, those cheese cards are I fucking destroyed those things when you're talking about Diablo. Oh, I'm going to poop. Everybody poops. The only emulation I can't get working is Neo Geo.
I haven't tried.
I might have put them in the wrong folder. I put them in the Neo Geo folder. I might need to put them in the arcade folder. There is a very, very weird like ROM situation or like BIOS situation going on there with those. That's the only thing I can't get to work. I made the classic mistake of having it add every game to my Steam library.
Oh yeah, no. No. That's
once I figured out how filtering works, that solved a lot of my problems.
I just add like Emulation Station and the emulators.
Yeah, I didn't add the emulators.
Okay,
but
Emulation Station is really all you need.
It really is. Mm-hmm. And again, like I made a few mistakes where like a lot of my games were zipped and they shouldn't have been. Like it tolerates zip for some and not zip for others.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
But then like the USB that you use is just FAT32, and like some of these images are bigger than like 4 point whatever gig or 3 point whatever gig, so you can't copy them unless you zip them, and then you have to copy them to the Steam Deck and then unzip them.
You know what I did for those?
What did you do for this?
I SSH'd into my Steam Deck.
Okay, well that is another option.
And then SCP'd them over.
Did you have to install OpenSSH? Or did you just turn it on?
It's on there. You have to set a root password, and then you can start the service. Again.
Yeah. So again, this is where Reddit fucked me, because I was looking for ways to do this more efficiently than waiting for all this to copy and then eventually unzip.
Yeah.
And I couldn't, because Reddit's dark right now, and I can't get all those answers. But once everything was working, like it is exquisite. Yeah. I did scratch my case because I didn't have like a plastic spudge to open it, so like I used like the edge of my Swiss Army knife. So I got a couple little scratches on my case, but it's okay. You can't see them, but it's good. No, it is exquisite. I love it. It's really good.
It's surprisingly good.
It's surprisingly good. I will get occasional little hitches and audio glitches, but very rarely.
Yeah,
very rarely.
Considering that, like, well, on the emulation, right? Emulation's never perfect,
right?
And like on the Steam side, like most of those are Windows games being run through a translation layer. Which I also learned today, thank you, John Siracusa, that some of the Apple's like cross-platform stuff is based off of Proton.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Man, I really hope they bring more games to Mac.
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to happen. But yeah, it was just so frustrating because like I'm perfectly fine fixing it myself, but it was just like every corner I turned was like a Reddit link that just could not get any answers for.
Yeah.
And it just prolonged my suffering. Like if I had been able to get in there and get answers faster, I would have wasted not nearly as much time.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's got a terabyte of storage now. I downloaded some bigger games. I really wish I could play Destiny on it, but I know why I can't.
Yeah.
But it's really good. It's really freaking good.
There is a utility out there that helps you get other launchers installed.
Well, you can install Windows on it.
You can. Yeah, but if you don't want to do that, there is a utility that will get like BattleNet and like the GOG stuff and the whatever Epic does, because a lot of those games will work if you can get them on there.
Yeah.
And there's a utility if you look for Steam Deck store helper thing. It basically would say, hey, what stores do you want to install? It will install them, configure them all right with Proton so they work. And then you can download your games and go. So,
well, the only thing I was going to ask you was, you said you were playing Forza Horizon. Are you playing that through Steam?
Steam.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because there apparently is a way to get like Xbox, like Game Pass to work, but through like the browser streaming thing through Internet Explorer.
Yeah, you can do the streaming. Yeah.
Or I don't think you can install like the Xbox client and get the games directly.
I don't know about that one.
Because that's where I have Forza, and that's also where I have Vampire Survivors.
Okay. Yeah.
So like I really want to play that, but it's on there.
Vampire Survivors is like $5.
But my progress.
Yeah, but you could start over. I had to start over when I got my Steam Deck.
Yeah, okay. It is very cheap. That guy's making another game, by the way. I can't wait. Yeah. That guy won a BAFTA award for that game.
They're making like a Netflix show about it.
It's a fantastic game.
Hold on, let me see if I can find the article.
Yeah, fun.
It's called Non-Steam Launchers. I'll put a link to the GitHub page.
Yeah, please put that in there. I want to try that.
Since I'm on your fancy.
Isn't it great?
I mean, it works. I'm on all kinds of
ones and zeros buzzing over our head.
There we go. There's the Reddit link.
No, that's a GitHub link.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yep.
It does not do Xbox.
I didn't think it did. Every article I read online is about like doing because apparently like Microsoft Edge has like something built in it that allows you to like play those games over like your local network or something.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if I want to do that, but I guess I could do that.
I want to try. There's a third party app that enables PlayStation 5 remote play. and I have like that instructions like perpetually bookmarked. There's a time where I have to go and like get like a code for my PlayStation 5 and put it into my Steam Deck, and like they're never together. Like I don't take my Steam Deck upstairs so my PlayStation 5 doesn't get jealous.
Yeah. Oh, last thing, man. The System Shock remake is so fucking good.
Is it?
It's so fucking good, dude. I'm knee deep in my second playthrough right now.
And it's Steam Deck verified now, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm playing. I got monsters to kill.
I know.
I got to save Sanctuary again, Drew.
But you know how we were talking about this, and I hate to go down this rabbit hole again. But we were talking about the System Shock 2 remake in the art style. Mm-hmm. They sort of kept like a semi-pixelated art style for this, and it fucking works. Okay. It's I don't know, man.
And I did look in like the what I hated about like the backtracking and stuff. I guess you can turn that particular difficulty down.
Yes.
And get nav points.
Yes.
So I was like, well,
it kind of shows you where to go.
If I get frustrated, I could just knock that down and get through the story again.
I'm in the point of my second playthrough now where like you are fighting enemies and ammo starts to become an issue. So you really have to play a lot more evasive. But the game is very good. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Enough video game stuff. So, did you finally switch cell phone providers?
I did.
Okay.
I've switched from AT&T to Verizon.
And initial impressions?
Okay, so Verizon's great. Like, I'm getting all kinds of bars.
Got all the bars.
But, so, I have an eSIM, right?
Yep, we talked about that.
So, I got it in my head that I'm going to do this without walking into a store. I'm going to do it all through the web browser.
Oh, no, buddy.
Okay, so that was my goal.
That's your goal.
Okay, that was my goal.
Okay.
Spoiler alert, it did work, but this is not the happy path.
Okay, all right. Okay.
All right. So, first of all, you had to get this code from AT&T, and I had to talk to them because neither mine or Jennifer's AT&T account was the primary account, so we couldn't.
Well, you talked about that,
so
right?
I finally got on the chat with somebody, got that resolved, got the number. So I go through the Verizon, ooh.
Oh, the dust is going down.
Oh, what did I do?
I don't know. It's fine.
Okay.
For those of you wondering what happened just at home, what that buzzing was, Paul hit my automatic desk lower because I have a standing desk, and now it's lower.
It's lower now. It's right where my knees will hit it.
Yep.
Hold on. Okay. So I went through the checkout process, and that part was fine, right? I basically said like, hey, I want a new line. Here's the plan I want. I'm bringing my own device. Yes,
Yep.
I want to port my number.
Yep.
Put all that stuff in.
Got to.
And it was like, great. And I got this email. And I got one email from Verizon. And they said like, hey, everything's great.
Thanks for your money, chump. Yeah.
But there was like no, like, this is what's going to happen next. This is what you click on to create a Verizon account. It was just like, got it, buddy.
So you had no login information.
Yeah. So I wait.
Did you still have bars?
So I still, AT&T was still working.
Oh.
So like 30 minutes passed and I'm looking at my spam. I'm checking. I'm like, did I do something wrong? So I'm like, fuck, I'm going to have to call.
Oh.
Okay. So we don't have a home phone. So I'm using my cell phone to call them.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody knew what the hell I was talking about.
Sure.
So finally I got bounced around to like 4 different people. And they're like, okay, you need to talk to activation.
Ooh.
And I was like, great. So I'm
sorry, that's my father's name.
Okay. Yeah.
Mr.
So
Activation.
I was on the phone for probably 2 hours at this point. Okay. No emails, no nothing. Okay. I'm on hold for activation.
Nodding and smiling.
Okay. Yeah. And I think I get cut off.
Oh, okay.
The phone call ends. Okay. I'm like, God damn it.
Surprise, Verizon.
Well, I look.
Verizon has entered chat.
And I have no service at this time. Like, and like a notification that basically saying like AT&T just gave you like 2 middle fingers.
Yeah, that'll learn you.
Well, and then a few minutes later, I get a weird push notification saying Verizon wants to add an eSIM to this phone. I was like, yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
And then it worked. And then I got a text message saying, hey, you can create an account now.
Oh.
So I guess the trick is if you ever do this, is don't freak out for like 2.5 hours. Just wait.
You were a lot braver than I am because my nightmare scenario there is because you're doing this at an account level, right? If something goes wrong, you have no way to call anybody.
Yeah. I was going to have to use my wife's phone to call.
But
I just moved me first.
Oh.
I only moved me.
Okay, well, that's a little different then.
So, because my wife was like, well, I also have Verizon on an iPad, so I've taken it places.
Yeah.
And dude, it gets more bars in places we are.
Yep.
But she's
more
like,
bars in places we are.
I don't want to do it yet. So I'm like, I'm going to go. And Chris, now we're paying more because, you don't get the discounts until you have
everybody.
Yeah. But I'm like, okay, I'm going to go because I'm sick of not having service. I'm probably going to get my son switched over so he has service at the school. And then hopefully we'll get everybody over. But
okay. So lesson learned here is if you're going to do the eSIM swap or eSIM transfer of your account to somebody else, just be patient.
Because there's nothing in that email saying that, hey, this is going to take a little bit. It's just like, congratulations.
I wonder how automated it is versus somebody looking at it to make sure that it's right.
Maybe there's a work queue and someone goes and says, yes, approve.
Like there has to be a human in the loop there somewhere, right?
Yeah.
There has to be, and that must be why.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm glad it's working. So you're overall satisfied.
Yeah.
Now, so my biggest question here is, other than the quality of service, will you end up saving money with this move? Once you get everybody moved,
it'll be about the same.
Because every time I price it out, Verizon always looks more expensive.
I think it's going to be a little bit more, but they just recently did this thing where they used to have these plans where it's $70 a month and you get Apple and all this shit. Now you can choose I just want cell phone coverage. I don't want any of that.
You don't want any of their. You don't want their streaming service or whatever.
So it's basically how much tethering you want in 5G and stuff. And
the only thing that I used to add on to my plan is when I was doing a lot of overseas traveling, I like the ability to tack on the international plan and take that on and off my account. Now it's just seamless. You don't have to do that anymore. You just basically turn off roaming and it just works. Okay. So I'm glad that's good for you. Now we need to talk about something really dumb I spent money on.
Okay, something. Why am I looking at your screen? What does this say? Better petting through technology. What did you buy?
Okay, so.
Okay.
I don't really know how to broach this subject with you.
Okay.
As you know, I really, really like dogs.
You do?
I like every kind of dog.
Okay.
Every kind of dog.
Every kind of
I've
dog.
never met a dog I don't like.
Okay.
Including virtual ones. Okay.
Okay.
I have to show you that. I have to show you my good boy. So hold on a second. On my computer, I'm launching Destiny 2 right now.
I was confused. Did you click on the right thing? Because that's Destiny 2.
That's Destiny 2.
Do you have a doggo in Destiny 2?
I have a doggo in Destiny 2. Yeah.
How'd you get a doggo in Destiny 2?
It was a quest. It was like a hidden quest you could do, right? Okay. So I'm logging into Destiny. So let me explain. A couple seasons ago, there was a story. There was a story bit where you had to go do a thing and explore something, and Bungie's famous for this, where they will include little Easter eggs and things that if you are an intrepid explorer and you actually try to jump out of bounds in maps and do things, they will usually reward you somehow, a collectible or some achievement or something. Now, a couple seasons ago, you had the opportunity to discover a doggo. Okay. And if you discovered him, he became part of your account.
Okay.
And he lives in a place that you can go and see him. Okay. So I'm going to go show you this doggo right now in Destiny. So I'm spawning into the tower.
Is it a space doggo?
It's a robo doggo. And he's very good. He's a very, very good boy. Now, he's a very special type of good boy. Okay. As soon as the tower loads, because I don't want to say I'm sort of vamping a little bit because you need to see it to get the full effect, right? Okay. So I'm flying in my space. Look how cool my character is. Isn't he great? Look at that guy. He's so good. Cool. I got all the power. I got all the light level. Yeah, my guy looks my space guy looks so good. My spaceship looks so good. I'm so proud of him. I'm so good at Destiny. Okay, so we're spawning into the tower now. I discovered the doggo. And of course, it being a doggo, you can pet the dog. Okay. Now that is enough for me right there. I'm over the moon with the ability that I can pet a dog in Destiny. There's more. Okay. The game keeps track of how many times you pet the dog.
Because why not?
Because why not, right? And what's interesting about this is that when I go into my character, one of the things you can customize is your player banner. And I've got a picture of a wolf that I got like forever ago, and that's dog adjacent, right? Yeah. It really speaks to the kind of person that I am.
Well, yep.
Okay, we're in the tower. Okay. So I will walk up these steps, and when I get to the top of these steps, isn't this great in 4K, by the way?
It is. It looks nice.
There is a good boy right there. Look at him. He's even got a little handle. Now,
activate good boy
protocol, right? And if you hold E, you pet the doggo, and he's got a little tongue. He's got a little tongue that sticks out, and he wiggles his butt. And you probably hear it through my headphones over there, but he makes noise, right? Okay. So every time I pet this dog, there's a counter.
A number goes up.
Number goes up, and we love that in Destiny. We love when the numbers go up in Destiny. So if I go over here to my account, right? Okay. What you can do is you can display a number, right next to your thing there, and what's interesting about this is there is where is it? No, it's not that. Laurels earned. Nope. Where is it? Seasonal? No, it's not there either. Huh. Wait a minute. It's here somewhere. No. Oh God, no, I clicked on the wrong thing. I'm not a friend of Marisol. Anyway, there's all these different things, right? Yes. So, it's under account. Sorry. So there's the good boy protocol.
Okay. So that is the number of times you've done this?
That's the number of times I pet the doggo. 2,238. We're gonna make it 39. Ready? So I go in here. We're gonna pet the doggo again. He's all happy.
So when people look at you, your banner
is how many times I pet the dog.
How many times you pet the dog?
How many times I pet the dog? Okay. Stop laughing.
No. That's
so see now it's 39.
That's a lot. That's a lot of
Okay, but Paul, I'm an engineer. Paul, I'm an engineer. Do you really think I hit the E key that many times?
That's what that thing was.
Yes. That's what the thing is.
You bought that thing so you can pet the doggo.
Yes. What this is an automatic key presser. So the way it works is I slide this over here, right? And I don't have a way to plug this in to show you this in real time. But like what this does is I can program it to say like press it every few seconds or something. This little guy comes down, presses E, and then comes back up. And I just let it run. When I'm working, and it just pets the dog. And my goal is to get to 10K. I'm gonna get 10K dog pets, and someone is gonna notice. Someone is gonna congratulate me one of these days. They're gonna say, "You pet that fucking dog 10K times." Goddamn right I did. And you know what? Here's another reason I had to buy this.
Okay.
Like Bungie, because of the anti-cheat, and we talked a little bit about when we talked about the Steam Deck, is like they monitor running applications on your computer. Okay. So if I were to run like a macro software or
detect it,
or like a jiggler, like what they call a jiggler to like, so corporate doesn't spy on you.
Yeah.
They would detect that input device. This, I literally plug it into a wall. It's got a programming interface in the back that is in Chinese. Yeah. So I had to edit, and the instructions, Paul, the instructions are laughable. So first of all, it didn't come with any, right? So let me quit Destiny real quick.
So you just let it sit there and you just push E and pet the dog.
Yep, it just pets the dog. So like if I go to my Amazon account, which this is my Amazon account's a fucking joke, but like I look at my orders, right? So first of all, this thing was, how much was this? How much did I pay for this stupid thing? $50, right? Like this is all the instructions you get.
How to set it so that it click every second.
Yep.
I'm not leaving any words out, folks. That's what it says. So that
click
it
plus
clicks.
minus till 1, then click set up button till clock come back homepage.
Yeah.
Like now granted, right?
Till
like,
appear _000.
Yep.
Till 1.
DIY. Click the mouse to fix position by yourself, and that's if you want it. You can have this thing like press your mouse, press a key, whatever, right? And like. There are no instructions. Now, granted, right? Like, I guess I didn't see this one before, but like count, click, random time, click angle, like how far you want it to go. Like you can program this, and it probably didn't save any of this. So next time I got to plug it in, I got to redo it again. But like within 20 minutes of like playing with the various settings, like I got the angle right and the amount of time. And like the trick is to like make it start pressed. So that way it goes up and then down versus because what will happen is it'll try to go down. And like if it doesn't have enough tension, it won't press the key, and then it'll go back more. Because like as tight as this thing is, it will still rotate when it presses, so you got to be careful.
Got it.
But that is what this thing is, and I'm using it to pet the dog in Destiny, and I'm going to get to 10,000 pets, and someone's going to be really proud of me. I spent $50. We talk about spending dumb money on shit. I spent $50 on this. And it's not safe. Like, I know this will catch on fire if I leave it unattended. Now, Destiny, to its credit, the 2 times that I have run this, it will let me do this for about an hour, and then it will kick me out. Because I'm interacting with the keyboard, but my character isn't moving.
Got it.
So it doesn't kick me out as fast if I was just standing still with no input, but it detects no movement whatsoever, and it'll kick me out. Now, if I had another way to, like, add another thing to, like, make my... make it like a hit like a WASD to where I just move like to the left,
slide back, slide to the left, slide to the right, pet the dog.
Might be another one of these might be another one of these. If I can't get to 10K like reasonably fast, it might be another one of these.
Now, how many times can you pet the dog in an hour?
About 1,000. So I've run it twice now to get to 2K.
Okay.
So my goal is, I mean, can you imagine 100K? That has, like, they would have to look at that and say, who the fuck? Like Bungie would I feel like at that point Bungie would reach out to me and ask me if I'm okay.
Yeah.
Like do you really need a friend? So that's what this is. I'm activating the good boy protocol and petting the dog in Destiny. And I bought a very, very, first of all, I'm never plugging this directly into a USB port. This will use direct power.
Yeah, there's definitely a keylogger in
there's something going on in here, right? This is extremely sketchy. And interestingly enough, there are very few mechanical options. Like when I look down here, there's a company that makes the exact same model except in white, but everything else is literally just, I don't even know what some of these are. Look at this Ninja Star looking thing.
How does that work?
Mechanical mouse
that's
jiggler.
A mouse jiggler. Okay, you put your mouse on it.
Put your mouse on it. Yeah.
That's
But it doesn't do keys. But it's mechanical.
You could have gave me, because you posted a picture of this thing on Reddit.
Yep.
You could have gave me 10, 15, 20 guesses. I never would have guessed key presser.
Right.
Let alone key presser to
pet the
dog.
In a video game. That, by the way, someone has to literally inspect you to see. Like, it doesn't show up any, like when you join a fire team or you're playing with other people, that number will show, but like they have to go into your profile to see what that number means. Mm-hmm. So somebody's really going to congratulate me. I can feel it. It's going to happen. Someone's going to notice how many times I pet the good boy. And yes, that is a thing that's going to happen. I'm sure of it. You look skeptical.
I do look skeptical. I'm skeptical.
Okay. When it happens, I'll report back.
I'm waiting with bated breath.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, we are full of Culvers.
Oh, dude, I ate like 1.5 corn dogs.
Well, there's another corn dog in there. Take it with you. Right. Eat it on the way home. Throw it out your car window. I don't care. Like, do something. It can't stay here.
Okay, I'll take it home.
Take all your mustard and your corn dogs. Thank you so much for sticking with us for 200 episodes.
200 episodes.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do more of these in-person ones. This has been fun.
This has been fun.
Yeah.
I'm curious about how much we picked each other up on our microphones, but that's okay.
I mean, you can kind of see it in my waveform where you're talking versus me, but I think it'll be okay. You can always like crop that out.
I can.
Yeah. It's gonna be extra hard for you this week, I think.
It's fine.
Or
I just put them all together and just say F it.
Yeah. Send us your artwork prompts. Maybe we'll spend advertising dollars. We'll actually spend money on this show for something that isn't like frivolous.
Is it poopritual.com, which I think I did let explain.
Wait, what was it?
Poopritual.com.
Poop Ritual, yes. I remember Poop Ritual.
I think I let that one.
How could you let that one? I let dongs go.
Yeah, I mean, hold on.
I still have the domain name for one of my coaches. His name's Andy Ara, and we have Muscles Marinara. He's gonna do something with that one day. I can feel it. Look at you and your password manager.
I know, man. Look at me go.
Sign in. Did it expire?
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just still available.
Okay. It would be great to have an email address at that domain. That would be actually pretty fantastic. Or like an Azure domain. Imagine explaining that one to new employees.
On your resume, Drew at Poop
That would be the ultimate test to see if people are actually reading your resume.
Yeah. Oh, well, someone in HR is, because they're probably sending you emails.
Oof. All right.
Yep.
Well, send us your prompts.
Yes.
Send us your feedback. Let us know where you want us to eat next. Part of the reason I also didn't want to stream is I feel like certain people would have probably sent us Arby's again. That was another really good episode, by the way.
That was great. Yes.
I ate so much Arby's that night. Oof, that was rough. All right, everybody. Another 200 episodes. We're going to keep doing this till one of us dies, I think.
Probably.
So,
yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Bye.
Bye.